Welcome to the Blossom Mindset, the path to blossoming into your fullest potential through everyday actions. I am your host, Lindsay, a behavior analyst, certified clinical trauma specialist, author, and entrepreneur. My passion is helping people create meaningful, positive change. Using a behavior analytic approach, I guide individuals to uncover their values, build self-awareness, and take intentional steps towards their goals and building their skill set. This podcast reminds you that you don't have to face life's challenges alone and is here to help you take the first steps towards meaningful change by increasing self-awareness and shifting your mindset with support and no judgment. Together, we'll explore topics like identifying your values, setting realistic goals, and learning practical tools to increase mindfulness and shift your mindset towards a more meaningful life. With guest speakers and actionable strategies, each episode helps you break through internal and external barriers, offering easy steps to create a life aligned with what matters most. This is the Blossom Mindset Podcast, your path to blossoming into your fullest potential, one action at a time. Let's get started. This is a friendly reminder that the information shared on the Blossom Mindset is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a one-size-fits-all approach and is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Remember, this is not a therapy session and is simply for educational purposes and serves as an additional resource for you. Your well-being is important to us, and reaching out for the right support is a vital step in your journey. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Blossom Mindset. Today, we're going to talk about something we don't normalize enough, and that's what to do when motivation just isn't there. Because if you've ever thought, once I feel motivated again, I'll start, this episode is for you. Motivation is often treated like the fuel for action, right? We get motivated, we should be acting forward. But motivation is emotional too, and emotions can fluctuate. Waiting for motivation can quietly turn into avoidance, especially when tasks feel overwhelming, uncertain, or emotionally loaded. That doesn't mean you're lazy, it means you're human, right? You can be motivated and still not act forward. So, what do we do when motivation just isn't enough? And that's creating accountability, having an accountability partner or someone to check in with. Accountability creates structure when that motivation fades, or again, even when that motivation is there, but it's just not enough to get you going. That accountability helps externalize intention so you're not carrying everything internally, right? A lot of times we delve inward and it's a lot of those internal thoughts. I want to do this. I have to get going. I'm not motivated. I have so much going on. And that's where accountability comes in because it's holding you accountable for those external actions, right? It's the showing up, it's the acting, it's the doing. And not in a way that pressures or shames you, but in a way that reminds you about what you care about when your mind is pulling you towards that avoidance. Accountability isn't someone checking your work, right? It's not something that you're graded on, like teachers are grading assignments. It's someone who is walking alongside of you, and it can sound like, how can I support you this week? What got in the way? Do we need to adjust our plans? Should we create a consistent schedule for this? Supportive accountability is flexible, values-based, and compassionate. And it's a part of our supports as well. Going back to building your blossom and the support system, you need that support system in place to blossom, right? Motivation can be there, but it doesn't mean that you're going to act forward. Granted, having accountability doesn't mean that you're going to continue to act forward and achieve your goals either, but it at least holds you accountable for moving in that direction, especially when you have the right accountability partner in place. I know yesterday I was so not wanting to go to the gym after work, but I know that my body needed it. I value that health and wellness, and being in the Carolinas recently with all the ice and the weather, we've kind of been shut down, especially with that ice. Can't really go on the roads or couldn't really go on the roads for a few days. So my movement and my access to the gym was limited. So I knew that yesterday. I really wanted to go. I was exhausted though from the past couple of days as well, from getting back into routine, working really hard, and seeing all of my clients after the storm and catching up on the little things that I couldn't over the weekend when we were shut down. And I got done a little bit earlier, and I really dislike going to the gym after 4 o'clock. It is not me. I'm more of a get up in the morning and go. So come to the end of the day, the motivation is there, but I just didn't want to. That motivation wasn't enough. I ended up running into one of my friends, and I was like, all right. I asked her, I said, do you want to go to the gym? And pretty much without hesitation, she's like, yeah, let me make sure I can. And she did. She was able to go. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't really want to get there, right? I knew it was going to be chaotic, and that's not the environment that I like to work out in. So, having the accountability partner there yesterday, one helped me not back out, right? I could have gotten home after and then sat down, cooked dinner, got comfortable, right? Settling in after work and not wanting to go back out. So, having those plans set in place, it forced me to get back out, to get my gym clothes on, fill my water bottle, grab that snack, and head out the door. So, that's where that power of that accountability partner can be so helpful, especially during those times where motivation is starting to fade or not be enough to act forward in the right direction. It's kind of like that push. And with a lot of my coaching clients, I work through accountability. And even though I'm not right there with them, we have our check ins. Did you meet your goals this week? Show me a picture, show me a timestamp, that permanent product, right? You can say you did. Okay, sure, you're not proving that you did. And that's okay if that's something that is maybe you're not wanting to share or you forgot to take a picture. But ultimately, the goals and the achievement of the goals falls on you, right? I can be there, I can support you, you can say you did it. And if you didn't, well, then that's kind of more of those consequences down the line for you. You're just not meeting your goals. But that accountability by showing that permanent product, you're doing it, right? You're showing up, doing it for you, even if I'm not physically there. So, for instance, I had one coaching client and wanting to get back in the gym. So, she took a picture every time she went to the gym. Why? Because it date and time stamped it. She couldn't make that up. And it was a goal of hers that she chose. She showed me the permanent product to hold her accountable for those actions to the point where it then became just consistency. She then turned it into a habit, which was incredible. I didn't choose that goal for her. She chose it for herself, but she wasn't executing it at first. So she needed that accountability, right? That check in. I have some younger clients. We work through some homeschooling things. And did you get your homework done? They may say yes. Well, they could say yes, and it might be a no. So let's check that accountability. Show me that permanent product. Share your screen. Let's go over your grades, your assignments. Did you turn them in? Did you not? Using that permanent product can help increase that accountability in the right way as well. And you also want to choose the right accountability partner. The right partner isn't always the most disciplined person you know. It's someone who can hold both honesty and gentleness, right? If I want to have a health and fitness accountability partner, I'm going to choose a friend where those values may align or be similar for them, not someone who never wants to step foot in the gym, right? They may not be the best accountability partner in that capacity or in that specific goal. So, finding someone who understands that one, progress isn't linear and that showing up imperfectly still counts, right? Even the other day, yesterday, we showed up to the gym. It wasn't perfect, maybe wasn't the workout that I wanted, but we still showed up, and that is still accountability, is showing up. That's step one. And sometimes it can even be hard to ask for accountability or help as well. And asking for help, it doesn't mean you're failing. I know I felt that way. I don't want to be a burden. What if they don't want to? I should already be doing this, or I should be able to do this by myself. Asking for accountability or help from somebody means that you're resourcing yourself, right? You're figuring out what your body needs, tuning back into that power of reflection. What do you need if you're not consistently meeting those goals? If you have that motivation and it's just not enough, ask for help. And start small too. Say, I'm struggling to follow through. Can we check in once a week? Or I don't need pressure. I just need you to be present. I just need to be able to share. I want support staying connected to my values. It doesn't have to be major. They don't have to be watching everything that you do. It can be a simple check in. It could be scheduling a weekly time to check in. And if you're not comfortable with a friend, find a coach, find a therapist. I know I have one-to-one coaching spots still available if that's something that you feel like you need to get started. It can be tough asking for help. I think about when I started my podcast. I started back August of 2025. When I first started, it was just me. I was getting episodes out, once a month, maybe twice a month or every other month. It was very inconsistent. And it wasn't that I wasn't motivated. I had a lot going on and I didn't prioritize it. Part of it was because by the end of the day, I was exhausted or I was getting the hang of it and working through my own internal thoughts and feelings around it. So I asked for help. I have a producer and editor now who takes some of that strain off and also holds me accountable for showing up, right? We schedule our recording sessions and I have to show up. I could cancel and reschedule, but that's not serving me. It's holding me accountable for showing up, for recording, for being present when I could just go home and settle in after work and not get it done. So, creating a plan can also be really helpful with that accountability and support. This week, I really want you to take a step back, go back into that reflection, and figure out where you're wanting some accountability and support this week. And once you figure that out, share this episode with that person that you really want to be your accountability partner. Set aside some time, figure out what can you ask them for, right? You have to know what you want and what you need to ask somebody for help as well, because they don't know what you want and what you need. Maybe you've talked about these different goals, but if you're not asking for help and support, they may not jump in and offer that support. So ask for help, find that accountability partner, and figure out a way that you could share things. Is it that you're posting to your stories daily? Is it that you're sending an update once a week? So share this episode with someone to be an accountability partner this week. Stay consistent, use that reflection and figure out what you need and what you want to stay accountable with, because you need support, you need structure, and you need someone to be compassionate with you. Again, whether it's a therapist, friend, family member, or coach, it's okay to ask for support. We need accountability to get through, because sometimes motivation just isn't enough. And the most aligned step isn't always pushing harder, it's allowing someone to walk with you when times get tough or when you're starting to need some extra support or encouragement to move forward to blossom. So, again, take some time this week, reflect, figure out one action that you want to stay accountable with, find that accountability, share that accountability, and keep moving forward. And as always, keep blossoming. Until next time. Thank you for joining in on this episode of The Blossom Mindset with me. I hope that our discussion has inspired you to take actionable steps towards blossoming into your fullest potential. Don't forget, the best way to show your support is by liking, sharing, and leaving a 5-star review on this podcast. Feel free to drop any ideas for future podcast topics by commenting on my most recent Instagram post of this episode. If you are interested in additional resources or one-to-one coaching, check out our website linked in the show notes. I am so proud of you. By tuning in and listening, you just took one small, actionable step forward towards blossoming into your fullest potential.